Hello! Today we'll be breaking down everything about how Storm fights. This is going to be a two-parter video, and in the first one, we'll cover the decision making behind each and every engagement. Let's begin. The first thing we see is we are up against a dual lane. This already forces us to play extra carefully and forget about actually farming. But it also works in our favor. Even with denies, 2 mids soaking experience versus Storm, Storm will reach 6 first. Both Bloodseeker and Sky can be easily dealt with at level 6, as long as you're the one initiating with full mana. So for now, we are biding our time, waiting for either one of them to leave and taking safe last hits from the high ground. We also know that sharing a lane for them means less resources for either hero, which transitions to less items, making them even more vulnerable once Storm reaches 6. Let's talk about planning ahead. I am going to reach level 6 in a wave or two. I will want Sky dead. To make sure it's the Sky that dies and not me, I am going to wear him down before I reach 6, so he will either be forced to retreat, or will have to answer aggression with aggression, which hopefully I will win by being more mobile at 6. So for now, I'm focusing exclusively on harassing Sky.
Mine!
This ended up in my favor either way, because of Benji rotating with a stun. Well played. Now, being level 6 and also having haste allows me to go extra aggressive, and may even bait out some kills. Worst case scenario, I will do heavy damage to them and haste back to base, which gets me back in the battlefield very quickly.
Tower is under attack.
Where's the party?
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Zip! Over here now. Onage.
One thing I love to do versus squishier mids is a very simple dive from the tower. Nothing to analyze here, just observe its effectiveness.
Whoa, what'd I miss? Oh!
Must note here, if Benji wasn't there to cover before the dive, I'd have to have 1 point of Vortex to buy me more uptime on Sky before he silences me. We have a low Ursa and a low Ogre. Normally, you want to stay away from Bristlebacks, since you simply don't have enough mana in the early game to wear them down. But in this case, if I don't help, I risk losing 2 heroes and the tower suffering heavy damage.
Now over here!
Killing spree.
You, my friend, got owned. Look away! I'm
Blown away!
A surprise Ricky turned out to be a nice bonus. Right now, I'm having a good farm from kills, and my items don't lag behind, but this doesn't mean much, because right now, there are very few heroes I can take down solo, and even those are risky. Bristle is too tanky, Sky is the easiest to eliminate, but only if you jump from far enough away. Ricky is being Ricky, Bloodseeker will make you waste your entire mana pool, jumping through Rupture, and Tinker, assuming he is good, will laser teleport away. That tells me not to seek out risky solo pickoffs for now, and instead walk around taking farm here and there, and wait for either my teammates or the enemy to engage instead. The next encounter is nothing special. 3 of us spot a solo overextending Bristle, we collectively jump and make quick work of him. We use the same strategy to kill Bloodseeker seconds later.
An elaborate trap we're going to spring on them later. Because it looks like they're really falling.
Killing spree.
No whining now!
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
Now, since I have an rune pickup, I'm looking to make some plays with it, since it allows some degree of aggression. If things go wrong, you just invis out. As soon as I spot a weak target, I decide to jump. Now, this encounter has 2 possible outcomes. I kill him before he silences me, or he does silence me and I simply bail with Invis rune without risking my life. I make sure I jump far enough to be out of tower's true sight range if I do go Invis. Mid-fight, I decide to activate my rune in hopes that it'll fade in fast enough for me not to get silenced. This would let me do a jump from invisibility, and that would be enough to kill Skye.
Invisibility.
And as can often be expected, there were two variables unaccounted for. First, Tinker was already sneakily teleporting into middle's tier 2 tower before I even started engaging, and he also had a wild sentry placed on my exit path. Mission failed. Here we are using the bounty rune as a bait. These are valuable enough for people to risk their lives taking it. My team was right behind me, and Bristle fell for it, literally and figuratively.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures have been fortified.
Right afterwards, I encounter Tinker, and my first reflex is to engage. After noticing that my vortex is still a long way off cooldown, and I needed to securely kill him, I retreat. Really quick note about items. Right after cheap stat items, I'm rushing BKB. This allows me to be active in fights versus Ricky, Tinker and Skye. Bristle doesn't seem to learn from his mistakes and just repeats the same routine of going top and dying. Abuse players like that.
Killing spree.
Right as I was about to jump into the fight, as it was favored in our direction, I saw Skye reveal himself with the ult, and our Ursa used his. Without my BKB, I need Ursa to frontline the fights, and without ultimate he cannot do that. He will either retreat or die now, so I decide not to engage.
Radiant has fortified its structures. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Twins. Blow the man down.
Now that I have BKB, I don't need to rely on Ursa to back me up, and can initiate and stay in fights on my own. And since BKB provides defense, my next item is Bloodstone to boost my currently non-existent regen. As usual, Bristle is overextending. I know that I can kill him, and in case I get ambushed, BKB will keep me safe. I engage.
I'm over here. Whoa, what I miss? Over here now.
Dire's middle tower has been destroyed.
Whenever we see Bloodseeker that has used Rupture, he becomes a free kill.
Over here now. I'm over here.
Killing spree.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. So is being attacked. Dire's top tower is under siege.
Unlucky turns of event for me. Skye initiated. I responded with BKB, but Skye answered that with random invis rune. I had no other option but to bail ASAP. You cannot fight alone if BKB is down. Once you have decent mana regen, in this case with my Bloodstone ready, you can afford to diversify your targets. I know Bristle isn't mobile at all, so instead of helping team beat him down, I chase down escaping targets, knowing I will have enough regen to re-engage back where I left off.
Killing spree. A dominating performance.
I ride the wild winds. Where's the party? Wooden pop. Zap. Zip zap.
Mega kill. Double kill.
I'm over here. Whoa, what I miss?
Ursa is a durable hero, so as long as he has targets on him and has means to survive, such as ult or BKB, we can always engage to turn the tide.
Double kill. They're unstoppable.
I knew a storm was coming.
Late game Storm excels at being everywhere at once. Feel free to jump in between targets to force defensive actions. This makes them back off your teammates, or just commit and die. Sometimes you'll be unlucky enough and just get bashed to death even through BKB.
Looking for me?
Killing spree. Dominating, I guess. Double kill.
Your cubs are orphaned now.
Keep an eye out on squishier heroes. Usually, you can take them down before they can react. Observe their movement, how they position themselves clearing the wave, then jump.
Here I am! Looking for me?
Late game mentality is pretty straightforward. If you see someone alone, you jump.
Here I am! Let the fun begin! You blew it!
You will either get a kill or force a retreat, since enemy will be expecting your team to back you up momentarily. Worst case scenario, BKB out. Sometimes you will see a potential kill, but while you jump, it can quickly turn around unexpectedly. Always be prepared to bail without doing anything.
I'm over here! Looking for me?
Final fights of the game consists of you and your carry initiating the fights, deleting a hero, then pushing with a number advantage.
Zip!
Killing spree. Ownage.
Zip zap! Looking for me?
Double kill.
So briefly. Let the fun begin!
All right, show me.
Remember that you can always bait out item usage. A hero with important item on cooldown will have to retreat.
Looking for me? Zip!
In this encounter, usually I'd use Orchid right away and nuke the Tinker down, but his unusual choice of Manta makes me wait for him to use it first. I also have to attempt to jump around him when he has Ghost Captor up, since that can allow him to continuously blink out faster than I can scout him out.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Here I am!
Radiant's bottom tower is being
Ownage.
Remember, if you're in a dangerous territory and you just used everything, just retreat ASAP.
Looking for me?
Killing spree.
Over here now! Zip zap!
Radiant's bottom tower is being
Mega
attacked.
kill.
Radiant's bottom barracks is being attacked. Radiant's bottom barracks is falling.
Here I make sure to get as much mana as possible before I make my jump, swapping bottle in and out for BKB. I know my team is durable enough to survive until then. The fight turns around as soon as Storm reinitiates.
Dominating, I guess.
You can overextend as long as your BKB is up. Make sure to return back to the team once you become vulnerable again.
Godlike. Mega kill.
That last hit didn't go so well.
Zip! Zip zap! shade.
They're unstoppable?
Looking for me? No whining now.
On delivery.
Blood on your hands. Over here now. Now over here. And over here.
That is all for today. Tune in for the next video, where we will continue on the topic, focusing instead on the technical execution of the fights. Thank you and good luck.
What they call attack. Dire